2 years ago, I just felt like, what does it take to even create sneakers? Then I went into research mode. Like, it's not that big of a deal. If anyone can do it, like, let's do it then. So I wore it with a black jean. So one day I was cycling, I just randomly took a picture of it. So I put a spreadsheet alongside the sneakers itself, and it went really viral. When I really viral, I know people were saying want to like. And I said, oh, okay.
Now let's produce.
Yeah, let's produce.
Wasulu Habib is the visionary founder of Smileys Africa,
a leading athleisure brand known for its stylish, affordable, and high-quality products.
I started the Smiley brand in April 2019. I went online to look for top searches, products that people were actually searching on e-commerce websites, and I saw socks and other products.
I didn't understand why people were searching for socks. So I went on to search for socks. I went online and searched for brands that were selling socks. Most of them were in Europe, Australia, or America. So I said, I can actually provide this affordable item, and the quality is also like top notch. So I went online. In fact, I actually started with AliExpress. Started buying socks. We started selling to friends and family, and it was moving fast.
Did you really know much about business before you ventured into it?
I didn't know anything about business. I've seen a brand that actually used similar logo, similar name, color.
How did that make you feel, honestly?
People were like, oh, we thought this is your brand, or we thought you. I was like, that's not my brand. Even the logo, you see that it's not like yet there. They are not like well done. But they were selling socks, and a lot of people reached out and told me we were building some sort of sub brand. Okay. I was like, oh no. So at that point, we had to lawyer up, just make sure we have some things in order.
Currently, we sold over 5,000 pairs. We also got mentioned on Forbes, which I feel like is a very big deal to us.
Like, what would you do differently if you were starting a business all over again?
I think the only thing I'd do differently,
so when the first gift I got for my wife was a Smiley socks, the pack of 10, and I posted about it on my Instagram stories.
Yeah, I think I remember.
And then a friend just messaged me and said, Dimeji, I want one of those, the white one. And then when I got home, my sisters also collected. So like at the end of it, I was left with maybe like 4 or 5. My kids collected their own. And for me, it was just showing me how interesting the product was. And I always just thought to myself that it would be great to have a conversation with you to sort of figure out, how did it even start? What was the idea? Like, what made you do it? But most of all, just chat with you. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's calm. Yeah, I think I remember. I think you posted pictures as well on Twitter or on Instagram.
I think the Twitter one went viral.
Yeah, because the Twitter one went viral. I remember. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, this is calm. I'm excited about chatting. So yeah, you said that let's start or something.
Yeah, what was the whole idea of Smileys, and why was it even Smileys in the first place?
You know what's funny? Yeah, the whole idea of Smileys was not built on socks itself. Was built on an ideology or a belief that I had, which was to provide quality products at affordable prices. That was what I had in my head. So initially, a friend of mine reached out to me. I was like, we should start a business now. Think of something. And as at that point, I didn't give two shits about business. I didn't really care about doing business. I just wanted to do 9 to 5. That was what was in my head. I was doing digital marketing then at one agency. So I then researched, because my friend Lalo, I then researched, just to give him a feedback. Then I went online. How do you actually start a business? How do you get a product to start a business? And you were like, what? You should go to e-commerce websites, search for top search products. So I went to Amazon, Jumia, Konga. Jumia and Konga were still like
it wasn't then.
So I saw wristwatches. I saw electronic earpiece, as in but also wireless headphones. I saw socks. Socks was, I understood, I could comprehend why people would search for those other ones, but I didn't understand why people were searching for socks. As at that point in my life, I had no idea that, you could be intentional about every piece of clothing you're wearing. I was not conscious of it. So I saw socks, which was interesting to me. So I went on to search for socks. I went online and searched for brands that were selling socks. I saw Happy Socks. I saw a lot of socks brands, to be fair. Most of them were in Europe, Australia, or America. Then I came back to Nigeria to see what was happening in the markets. I saw a couple of socks brands, but they were like huge differences in terms of the presentation.
Quality of products.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of products were still cool, but like the presentation and the pricing was not something that me I could afford at that point. Now, to be honest, if at that point, those businesses, if I had seen that the pricing that they were doing and the way they were also presenting themselves in terms of their website, how beautiful it looked, how popping the branding and whatnot was, I probably wouldn't have started business because I feel like, oh, someone is already like doing it. But they were not doing it. They were doing what was working for them, which is fine or was fine. I said, I mean, I feel like I deserve an experience that feels a certain way. And I think a lot of people like me exist. Now, the experience combines of, some sort of, then at that agency, we used to say GloCap, which was global and, and local. So now I'm like, this experience that is supposed to feel like the way I went to this European, they had cool website, they had social media, their content was popping, and, their pricing was fair compared to their, their markets.
Yeah.
Then, but Nigerian one, then socks was, the pricing was not, I was not the target audience. And I feel like at that point I knew like a lot of people like me that wouldn't be the target audience. So one, the branding, the customer experience, and the pricing. So I said, I mean, I can actually present, I can actually do this. I can actually provide this affordable item, and the quality is also like top notch. So I went to China via internet.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait, you actually flew to China?
The world is so small now, thanks to the
You can
internet.
get everywhere, to be
I
honest.
said, I've never been to China. A number of things I've done from China. I even myself.
Wait, till now, you still haven't been to China?
Till now, I've not been. It's part of one of the things I want to do, to be honest. But
okay.
I just not had the time to be able to go there. But by God's grace, one of these days. So I went online. In fact, I actually started with AliExpress. So anyone who's watching this should be able to learn like a couple of things. I started with AliExpress. Started buying socks. We started selling to friends and family. And it was moving fast. Because the price was cheap. I think we were selling like maybe 1K or 3 for 2K or something. I can't remember.
Right.
Then I saw that a lot of people were actually interested. They were buying the socks. To be honest, at that point, I didn't know why. But I remember the first person I delivered to was like, I like this packaging. Then the packaging was actually cute, was different. But I had to stop that because I was like, the unboxing experience is going to take the customers a lot of time to unbox. So, but the first sale people that got that package, they liked it. So over time, the brand started, social media, a lot of people were buying, and thanks to the first set of customers, word of mouth, people were sharing on socials. People always like, oh, I like this, I like the packaging, oh, these are nice, and whatnot. Then, running a business is one of the most interesting things I've done in my life. It's very, very exciting, it's adventurous, it's fun. I wanted to start a business, so I went online, researched what people were searching. I saw socks, was exciting. Then I looked out for what was happening in my own local, economy.
Yeah.
I saw opportunities in the space, from different perspectives. And I realized that there's a segment that requires this experience. Then I started work.
Because that now, I mean, you're the co-founder or founder of Smileys.
Yeah.
When you Google Smileys, one of the first things you see is the top athleisure brand in Africa.
Yeah.
And at the start, was it something that you thought about, like it was going to become something like this? Because I know there's been a couple of releases, outfits. I think there was recently a shoe.
Yeah.
And people would sort of think, oh, Habib knew the trajectory. Like he had a plan. The way you're laughing is giving it away. Yeah. Like within those first few months of pushing this and seeing the people's responses, what made you say, you know what, I'm going to go all out and really do this well, irrespective of what the reception is like?
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, I don't know about another person, but me, I'm not someone that I always think with a big picture. I approach things face by face. So this is what is happening right now, and then that's what I'm, working on right now. I mean, I've learned to start thinking far in the past few years, to be fair. It helps. But when it all started, I swear I didn't even see any picture of us creating stickers. One thing, I actually didn't like manufacturing itself. I didn't like manufacturing, like to be manufacturing.
Like you do the designs, product design, those
Yeah, I
things.
mean, like what we do is we design, we send to manufacturers, and they do it. Now, there's a couple of things that I learned while doing this business. First of all, there are different types of products. There's one size fits all. There are variable or variation products. So when we start like investing money, it was easier to invest in one size fits all product like socks, beanies, and so on, and caps, because they're also gender neutral most of the time.
Yeah,
so it's easier, it's cheaper to buy, it's also faster to sell. Variation products, which a lot of people still consume, like clothes, shoes, they are more expensive to buy because one design you have to buy like
Multiple
5 sizes. You have to buy multiple sizes and maybe multiple colors. And it's not certain that you'll be able to sell to everyone at once because different people have different sizes. People might say this is the size I am and you don't have that size. So those are the things I had to learn while in the business. Not like there was a book. I don't even think there's a book that will explain all that to people.
I mean, right now you're explaining it, and maybe someone watching is thinking, I want to start something similar to this. Would sort of have an idea.
Yeah.
But,
So when I started the business with them socks, it was one variation and it was easier to like start. But over time, customers started asking for more, and they started learning that we need to increase revenue, we need to increase our average order value, we need to find a way to make as much money as possible from one customer at a time, because customer lifetime value is not so like the average customer lifetime value is 3x to 1. If you spend 1 naira to acquire one customer, you probably make like 3 naira from them over time. So we need to find ways to one customer is here. In this just one purchase, we would like to get as much as we can from you, and provide as much value that we can as well. So how to do that? Socks couldn't cut it. We realized that max that people were spending on socks at a certain point was maybe like 5k, 10k, and depending on the price. So maybe people buy like average of 4 or 3 socks. Then we started saying, let's start bundling to increase people's choices, reduce price on the bundle so people can buy more. It worked for a while. Then because people were asking for more, we also realized that people were buying it as gifts. So it also has some sort of emotional attachment. So if you want to buy a gift, mostly we meant for guys, then we say, let's add briefs, let's add beanies. And over time, all that started like building up the product catalog. And these things were not like, this was what we had in mind. It was mostly market, advising what we should get. And there were also brands, we're also doing researches like what are the international brands doing. Then I was so obsessed with Lululemon. Then I think around that time, people started like saying they want to go to the gym, they're going to the gym. And there was, to be fair, the activewear, maybe there was not like a lot of activewear brand in Nigeria then.
Was there? I don't think there was ever anyone. Everybody would just buy what you find.
So that was we then say, let's start selling activewear. That one was not even from any data. It was just because people were like, we saw a lot of social. So that was from social listening, to be fair. We started with women. It was moving, to be fair, and we had like very exciting products that we knew that like women. Recently, as a couple of months ago, someone from Canada still dropped a review on Trustpilot saying she got a female activewear from us like 4 years ago or so, and that's our favorite till now and our best.
Oh, that's nice.
So, but we we added men activewear, but we had to stop selling female activewear for a couple of reasons. Maybe we get into it.
I would love to know that.
Then we added men activewear. It was faster and easier to sell to men. And it was for women. We realized we have to do influencer marketing to sell to women, but for men, we don't need to do anything. Sometimes we've not even released the product. We just tell them that this product is available, and it gets sold out.
Just start buying.
Yeah. So then we also realized that more women activewear brands were coming up, and we just felt maybe we should just focus and niche down. And because we were bootstrapping, we said let's put our money in the things that move fast and try to return the money in a shorter period of time. So, and over time, we started doing more. Then I shouldn't have like a lot of my personal taste also influenced the sort of things we get. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, honestly, I think that's important because you wouldn't want to put out something you wouldn't want to wear.
Yes.
And as the founder, I mean, I feel like you are the one that needs to first carry the vibe of your company.
Yep.
And before, you sort of see a lot of companies, they don't really care about branding or, the founder's positioning, the way the founder looks and all of that. But now, you're seeing see the way Jeff Bezos just changed, the way Mark Zuckerberg just changed overnight, and everybody's thinking, what's going on? Is this some PR stunt? But I think that's quite important. So, I totally get that.
Yes,
but I see a lot of businesses will start out with the idea to want to create something different,
Yeah.
but then end up becoming just like everybody else.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, how did you not fall into that kind of trap? I feel like it's a trap because you want to make your money back and then you just resort back to, if you can't beat them, join them kind of a thing. But the original idea why you started this thing is so that you're not trying to join them, you're not trying to beat anybody, you're trying to create something that becomes maybe its own trend or its own thing that others will see and sort of, oh, let's take inspiration from them.
Yeah.
So have you guys experienced anything where maybe another brand copies what you've done?
Oh, yeah.
Or they just outrightly steal your idea?
The only thing with ideas are useless if there's no execution behind it. The execution is the key thing. Everyone comes up with ideas. Even me myself, I have multiple ideas and some of them fit away. But yeah, we've seen like one or two brands that maybe try and replicate, not even like replicate. I mean, I'm excited when I see new brands doing similar stuff. It's exciting. But I've seen a brand that actually used similar logo, similar name, color, what's not.
How did that make you feel? Honestly.
So I think it was right to my co-founder. It was right to I initially saw it. He said it to me. I was like, just let them be, like just leave them for a while. Then I think one time an influencer, Amdala or something, I forgot her name, Lagos Stories. She did a content with their product and tagged them. And a lot of people were sending them to me. Like, people were like, oh, we thought this is your brand, or we thought you. I was like, no, that's not my brand. Even the logo, you see that it's not like yet there. They are not like well done. But they were selling socks, and a lot of people reached out and thought maybe we were building some sort of sub brand. Okay. I was like, oh no. Then so at that point, we had to lawyer up, just make sure we have some things in order. And our lawyer said he was going to send a cease and desist or something. I'm not sure if he did, to be fair, because I just felt like, I'm not sure, I think he did, I'm not sure. But, how I felt at the beginning, it's not a big deal. But when people started reaching out, I it was
becoming like, too constant.
Yeah, okay, let's just do something about it. But I don't know what happened to them or to the brand. Hopefully it still exists with a different name, but they were selling socks. A lot of people are selling socks. It's not even it's not even a big deal. But I don't know what happened to them, honestly. So my own is that anybody can do anything as long as you have the right resources, the right execution. You do everything right. Like, I think it's capitalism. It's the survival of the fittest or something. So yeah, the market is always there for who is there.
I think the address thing I wouldn't want any entrepreneur to go through is the place where you're producing or you're doing what you're doing from a place of money first.
Yeah. Like,
it sort of drives you insane when the results are not coming in as you expected. And what that means is you're pouring so much in, but then very little is coming out.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to switch from, okay, we're still bootstrapping, we're pouring everything we have in. The sales might not be as much as you wanted it to, but what pushed you to say, you know what, look, let's just keep doing this thing and hoping that it would change? Was that the strategy for you, or you had like a clear plan on, we're going to put money in this, we're going to do this kind of marketing, I had this kind of influencers. Did you even use influencers at all?
Yeah, I think we worked with Salem a couple of times, but like one was mostly Salem because Salem is a friend of the family, so Salem just sometimes helps us create content with our stuff.
It's our great content, don't worry.
I'm
even wearing one right now.
Yeah, so stuff like that. I think we've also we work with Alice. Alice has an agency where they work with influencers. So we work with influencers like micro influencers at different points. But to be fair, like I said, I don't normally if I'm starting something, I don't normally see the end even from the beginning. What I start with is how I'm feeling and how it makes the people around me feel, to be fair. For example, the sneakers numero uno that we did last year. 2 years ago, I just felt like, wait, what does it take to even create sneakers? And then I went into research mode. It's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. If anyone can do it, let's do it then. So I did a sample, to be fair. I think I spent like $400 to do 2 pairs of sneakers as samples. And it came in, I was excited. And people around me were like, oh yeah, it's cool. For some reason, I felt like this is not meeting up with
What you
I
had in mind.
But it was really cool, but I don't know why. So I threw it on that bed. So one day I needed to go out. So I just said, I can't spend $400 on something, even though if I'm not selling it, at least I wear it.
Yeah.
So I wore it. I wore it with a black jean, and I saw it felt really nice. It was light. It was comfortable. It looked cool. I was like, wow, come on, I've not been wearing this. So I started wearing it for sports. Remember, I'm going to play football, I'm cycling. So one day I was cycling, I just randomly took a picture of it, and then this thing used to trend, how it started and how it's going. So I said, let me just drop.
Okay.
So I dropped the spec sheet. A spec sheet is like a mock-up of the design. So I put a spec sheet alongside, the sneakers itself. And it went really viral. Really viral. I know people were saying want, they like. And I said, oh, okay.
Now let's produce.
Yeah, let's produce.
What was the production journey like?
I'm not going to lie. It's not stressful, but it's time. I don't know if the right word is daunting. The timeline is very long. I think the average timeline for producing sneakers is like 6 months. I learned that with the first one with numero uno, because the sample, it takes like 40 to 60 days. You also cost of logistics. It takes like shipping by air takes like 2 weeks. Shipping by sea takes 2 months. But sample is just like to ship by air. Then after that, you have to confirm or give feedback. You want more this, you don't like this. That will take a while. Then you sell it to my manufacturers, and I will make payments. Now, if you have the money, you make payments instantly. If you don't have the money, at this point, you start looking for friends and family that are open to investing in that project. So that one can take that one can take some time. So once you get the money, you make payments, then they start production, bulk production. That one will take like 45 to 50 days. So you've gone how many months now? So after that, then they now ship. Shipping takes, so we ship via sea because we cannot ship by air, to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
So we ship by sea, and that will take 2 to 3 months. And when it gets to us, we take about 2, 3, 4 weeks to also create content and roll out. Oh, it's ready for
pre-order,
all those things. So the fastest I can predict for sneakers right now is 6 months. That's the shortest time I can actually give anyone. Except I don't know, maybe then Nike, they have like they are different.
They've gone far in the business.
Yeah, and they're like tools and machines that can help companies like that to make it instantly. But right now, for me and the current structure we are using, it takes us like average of 6 months from design to market.
I mean, it feels like a lot, but when you look at the joy on the faces of the customers,
it's quite exciting. I'm not even gonna lie. The joy for me myself, the current one we're working on that is gonna be out by April, by God's grace.
Wait, was that the one you wore in?
Yeah, that was
nice.
It's quite exciting. It's quite exciting, honestly. I think when it gets to the market, we just want customers to be the one to actually talk about it.
To talk about it. Yeah.
it's very nice. I'm not gonna lie.
I think with anything, product market fit should give you so much joy first.
Yeah, yes.
Because the moment that happens, it's very natural. Like word of mouth will just start spreading.
Yes.
And right now, there's a product I'm currently building. It's called Photopole. And I think the longest we've had to spend is, personally, because I'm a UX designer, the longest I've had to spend is getting that feedback and iteration process.
Yeah.
Everything is smooth. But then when you get to that place, you now start hearing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But then out of everything, what just makes me excited is when a user is able to say that this was made for the right purpose. And that just makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I've seen founders who make this same mistake of thinking they will do it first, finish it, everything is well done, perfect, and they not tell users that, okay, we have this. I'm like, do you know what I would do? Imagine you produce like, let's say, 200, 1,000, 5,000 different copies. I said copies,
you use it.
By the way, I had something like this happen to me when I was in uni. So I was finishing uni and I started a furniture business.
Yeah.
And I did the design myself and then, just got he called himself a furniture designer, but was a carpenter.
Yeah.
So he would assist with building it. And then this guy built it, did it really well, I supervised it. But then I had to take exams for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So within those 2 weeks, I was planning a showroom kind of a thing. So I will set it up in a showroom. People come and look at it and all. I was just passing by after my exams and I saw something very similar to my design. I was like, this thing looks like something I did. I just didn't think a lot about it. And I produced like 3 different variations.
Yeah.
I should have just done one.
Yeah.
One I realized was that the guy took the entire
design.
3 designs and reproduced them and started selling them.
Good.
So to me, there was really no point doing the showcase, and I just packed everything and went to go and put it in my apartment.
that's another level. I think that's where they say people should go legal, get people to sign an agreement or NDA or something before you do something with them.
I mean, I was very naive. I didn't know anything. So
yeah, I understand.
Did you really know much about business before you ventured into it?
I didn't know Jack, to be fair. I didn't know anything about business when I started. I wasn't really thinking about the business as a business. I was thinking of more of people should be able to buy something at the price that will not kill their bank. So let me source it. I will add, profit to it, but that will not kill them and that will not kill the business. That will make sure the business is growing and also, be also fair to the customers. I wasn't thinking of the multiple things that that's involved in business. A lot of things I've learned in business, I don't like right now. The most valuable lessons I have that I can actually give to people, I learned it from the business, and it was from doing business. From buying and selling, talking to customers, experiencing logistics, just experiencing people. I think business is honestly, I think one of the most exciting things anyone can do in life is to run a business, no matter how small.
For real.
Honestly, it's very exciting. The joy of making something or selling something to someone and seeing how it makes them happy, how it brings people together. Like for example, look at the socks that you got from your wife. I'm pretty sure it added to how you felt at that point in time. 4
different people. It was used by 4 different people.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see the things that your product can do. It makes people happy. It brings people together. It's honestly, I think the possibilities is limitless. You can't even imagine the number of things you can achieve. But still, like when customers buy something, they'll be like, "Oh, I love it. Oh, he loves it. Oh, this and that." Like those are the. If you ask any business person, I think that
should be what gives
that's
you
what
the
they
most
listen. That's what gives you the most ROI. It is intangible. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't wait. So yeah, no matter how small, our advice was like going to business. It's fun.
I get it. I know you're enjoying this conversation, but before we dive back in, if you're someone who's been dreaming of starting your own e-commerce business or taking that first entrepreneurial leap, this is for you. Over the next 6 weeks, Habib and I will be breaking down the ground-up process of starting a business like Smileys or any other business for that matter. We'll explore topics ranging from validating your idea to scaling profitably, and we'll also share raw lessons, templates, and frameworks you can actually use. So if you want in, follow this link, which is also in the description right now. It is completely free, and we'll kick things off the following week. So let's get back to the episode. I think now what I'm quite interested now in is, honestly, Smileys is really great, but I know that for you to have built something like that, then you yourself, outside of Smileys, definitely you have a lot of, there'll be a lot of things interesting to you.
Yeah.
So, what's one thing what's the most fun you've had, say, in the past?
Most fun?
Yeah. In the past 1 month.
In the past 1 month?
Yeah.
Most fun?
Yeah. Am I stretching? Should I say last week?
No, in the past 1 month, or I'm trying to think of most fun I've had. I'm not, to be fair, in recent time I've not had any fun. Like my personal life is always going up and down.
What do you mean?
Always going up and down. In terms of my mood, I went through a very huge life change last year, and it affected a lot of how I approach life. Before then, I was not aware. I was not mentally aware of. I was not consciously aware of a lot of things, especially like all this, especially emotional things. I was not like in tune with a lot of things. I was just easygoing, always jollificating, laughing,
just living life.
Yeah, carefree about a lot of things, as long as you're not hurting anyone. But I got to experience something that made me to start being aware of too much emotions. I was becoming too aware of emotions. I was becoming my identity. And even till now, I still like, I mean, now I'm not like better at handling my emotions, maneuvering around it. If I feel like something is maybe making me anxious, I realize that anxiety is internal, and like, I look for things externally to engage, and once I engage things externally, the things inside just goes away. So I'm like, I've learned to start like doing things. But if I don't talk about most fun things that I've done in the past months, is probably playing football, going to the gym, and these days I enjoy the gym a lot. I'm playing football. Last football match I played, I have another match tomorrow. Last football match I played, I was man of the match.
Nice.
So I find a lot of fun in playing football. I play FIFA as well, play club with a lot of friends, different. I think everyone's friends now, they're like in different continents and places. So
I mean, about that, I feel like everyone has scattered now.
That is insane.
Like imagine from 2022, when you moved, and now, have you been able to make any friend, like any new friend?
Oh yeah, I'm cool with making new friends. It's easy for me to make new friends.
Okay.
So I made new friends as I got to the UK, but also like it's also, I'm also lucky that I'm currently in a city where my family because I've been close with them, like close, not just distance family. My close family are also here in Birmingham. My close friend that I've known for over 15 years is also here in Birmingham.
Okay.
And people that I've also,
it wouldn't really make you feel it like that.
Yeah, so people that I also knew from Nigeria that I knew them. Maybe we're not like really close then, but like now we're like close. Like there are friends that we even went to the same uni, went same faculty. We're friends now, like they're here in Birmingham. So
there's still community.
Yeah, there's still that. And people are at work, and if you are fun and you're jovial, it's easy. To be fair, it's easy to make friends. Just talk.
Dimeji, learn. Because my wife will always say this thing, Dimeji, you need to talk to people. You need to. It's not just about doing company, making content, all of that. Like meet real people. And for me, it was just like, okay, but it takes a lot of work to manage, relationships.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But you don't have to see it as work. I'm not conscious of it, so I guess I can't say, maybe just because it's easier for me. But the people you are, you are being friends with, they will also be putting in work from their end.
Yeah.
Like, and all that. So it wouldn't feel like work. It only feels like work when it's coming from one side. But when people that you're talking to makes you feel at home, you honestly, mentally, you won't feel like
it doesn't. Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, true. But how has life changed for you since you moved to the UK?
I don't know what the weather is going to be like for me when I get to Nigeria. I mean, I went to Nigeria. I've only been to Nigeria every year, but I've not gone this year. But it's always hot in Nigeria. That even then, sometimes I didn't used to know how hot it was. Now, everything is in this UK. Everything is cold it's really cold.
Yeah.
The weather is just so cold. Now, I think we are in spring now, even though there's sun outside.
I mean, they say the sun doesn't work. But I think the seasons are sort of getting better or improving.
Yeah, the seasons get better.
I live in Scotland. So
yeah.
You can now imagine the next level.
So yeah, that's one thing I had to initially adjust to. Then what else again? I think, honestly, I think that's just one thing
You never had issues with food?
Food. I don't really care about food like that.
Okay.
So is it soft? Is it sweet? Bring. I don't really care about food as much. And honestly, I'm open to trying new dishes. I eat I can't eat anything. The only food I know I can't eat in this life, I know I don't want to eat it. It just doesn't go. Is the kokore, and the one that I sort of react to is okra. I tried this and I'll just throw up no matter what. So it's not like I don't want to eat it. It's just that my system will not.
Maybe it's the makeup. Maybe I think both are quite slimy.
Yeah, maybe they both are quite slimy. Okay. But I eat ogbonna, I eat oha, and those ones are throw stuff now. So yeah, food, no problem.
That's great. Yeah. But do you feel like if you go back to Nigeria, you would miss UK or the weather or the lifestyle here?
I'll miss the light and the good road. And these are the two. And
I feel like those are the things you won't really worry about.
Yeah, and security, to be fair. Because in Nigeria, you get reminded that there's no light every day.
Yeah.
If you are driving, you get reminded the road is bad every day.
Yeah.
Security, one way or the other, so you get reminded again. Like, I shouldn't even lie. When I initially got here, every time I see a policeman, I'm always like thinking in my mind that what's happening? Is he going to come and question me? Is he going to be asking me questions? Is he going to stop me?
Nah.
Like, for weird ass reasons. Not like I had any issue with policemen in Nigeria, but then again, in Nigeria it's normal. Like, you just be driving or just walking, policeman will stop you for no reason. So
even
here,
if you look decent, if you leave everything about you is cool.
yeah,
you still
they
get
stop
back.
you. So here, when I initially came, I just be like, I'm an immigrant. She don't just come and start asking me jam questions or question me for like, even though I didn't do anything, but I knew that was PTSD from Nigeria policemen that was happening. So what I miss about the UK, the orderliness, the structure of working system, and the constant, I'm not gonna lie, constant light. And here, this thing might sound ridiculous, but the fact that I'm not going to have to wash my sneakers every day, because
that is true. I'm telling you, like, I can wear the sneakers out and step on my couch, and not everything will be fine.
Exactly. That's one of the things I am happy about.
Even when it rains.
Even when it rains, you know that the floor is clean and whatnot. And another thing about this place is, no matter what, there's always like opportunity to work. There's always, the food is cheap. I don't know, maybe it's conscious work from government, but food is very cheap here. Like, food is very cheap. People can eat with just £10 in a day. You can be able to, create food that you'll be able to eat throughout the whole day. But I don't think that's something that is easy to do back home. Like, things are quite expensive.
Even with the way with the situation of things right now. So there's this thing happening on TikTok right now, 30 days challenge.
Yeah, I think I see it.
And I really don't know how I feel about it, because you're forcing citizens to speak out about things they shouldn't really be talking about.
The problem of Nigeria is the problem of our country, not in Nigeria, I think it's an Africa thingy, to be fair. If you look at the continent as a whole, if they call Africa a country, sometimes we get angry, because, to be fair, it's a continent. But the problem in Africa is the same thing in all the countries in Africa. Like, the problem of the government, the corruption, the lack of regard for human life. Like, you can create a system where everything is good for us, and as a government, you still be able to make money from it. I don't understand why.
Like, do you know that? I mean, I said, it's something you obviously know. Entrepreneurs make the countries or the cities.
Yep.
Like, I was doing a research on New York like a couple of months ago, and the level or the way Uber, Lyft, and Airbnb changed the way New York is mind-blowing. Entrepreneurs literally built that city to what it is. But then our own country, or our countries, were literally like strangling people in that same space.
I don't even know. The problem of Nigeria is a lot, and it's very intertwined. So if you solve one thing, you have to solve another thing. So you need to solve a lot of things before things can actually be fine. And you can't do everything at once. That's also another problem. Like what you just said is true. Dr. Nigeria Flying Doctor, she's always sharing things about economics. And one time she said, like, countries are made by the SMEs.
Yeah.
So the small and medium businesses are the ones that make a country. If you look at countries that are successful, just look at the number of SMEs that they have in that country. And Nigeria, a lot of people are going into businesses now, which is fine, but how easy is it for them? The economy is also quite volatile, so you can't actually plan and predict that, in 2 years
you can't
or 5
trust
years.
the system to
exactly.
help you scale.
So and countries like developed countries also have incentives that they give businesses and grants and all those things. A lot of that in Nigeria or back home. To get it, you need to maybe know someone or something. It's just, the friction is there. It's always there.
Always there. But how are you able to manage bootstrapping without so much support, but still able to build, Smileys?
Right now we've gotten to a point where I think we've done a lot of work with bootstrapping and now we're at the point where there's trust, and friends and family can say, you know what, we are ready to invest. So now we are doing like debt investment with friends and family, and thank God we've not defaulted in the past 1 or 2 years I've been doing it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
I think I would like you to talk about that a little bit more, but not now. Because people, the moment someone hears take money from families, like, I'm going to enter trouble or something like that.
I mean,
And then you think collecting money from bank is easier?
see, yeah, I actually used to be like that, but I agree. It's a mindset, it's a mentality, but you have to agree. It realize, you have to see that. Look at people like Dangote. When he wanted to build his refinery, you had to collect money from banks or investors and whatnot. If you want to do business at scale, at one point, you have to look for money from friends. And honestly, the best people to get money from is friends and family, because they've seen you, they trust you, they are close to you. You can easily talk to them. If you have any issues, you can communicate with them. They can understand you, and if anything as well, you're building a business you want to make money from. It's cool to keep the money within your friends and family, and you guys can grow each other's wealth and stuff. So at the beginning, it used to be like, I don't want debt. I don't like debt. Guys, if anyone of those buyers you should ask him, I used to dread it a lot. Right? They would say, someone wants to give us 10 million. I say, I don't want, because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm having to answer to someone.
Yeah, you now have to explain. Okay.
So, but I had to learn that. See, it's just a mentality, honestly. As long as what you're doing is there, you are true, you have integrity. It's not like you're spending this. Otherwise, you're not spending these people's money on yourself or your personal life. So I work, and my work is what's funding my personal life. My business, I've not even touched my business money to buy food or buy anything for myself. It's just my own personal money that I'm only spending. So whatever business money comes, it goes back into the business. Maybe at the end of the year, if we generate a lot of revenue, we have a lot of profit. And so I'm like, after giving our staff, bonuses and stuff, we might take something. But aside that, I don't really look at the business, at least not from that angle yet. So it helps to know that I'm not planning to spend these people's money. So if you've done the math before collecting money, you the money is going to
shouldn't default.
Worst comes to worst, the money is still as a product.
Yeah.
Then you sell it and you give them back that money.
Recover.
So it's not like the money has wasted.
Yeah. But how do you manage working and still running the business?
It's good now. How do I do it? Well,
I mean, obviously I know it's not a strategy or anything, but what keeps you together so you're not
people
breaking down all over
I'm not
the
gonna
place?
lie, the power of people is insane. So when I started Smileys, I was at Ingressive when I started Smileys, and I used to do everything myself. Then I didn't even know. Mentality is, if you can switch mentality, is very good, because what is keeping you in one place is how you are thinking.
Yeah.
If you can find a way to think differently, it will change a lot of things. So I was doing everything myself, not because I was not open to hiring, but I just wasn't thinking like that. Then I found someone who's like a sister to me to join as customer service. Then I used to do everything: reply DMs, package orders, procure content, and I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy everything. Not like I didn't see it as work then, actually. So the first day I got someone to work for me as customer service, that was the first day I realized that this thing was taking a lot of my time.
And you won't know.
You won't know.
You just realize that you spent a day and you can't really recollect the things you've done.
Exactly. It's like, then when she started responding to DMs, and I realized that I had more time to, I was not engaged, I was not thinking as much as I used to think. Then I understood the power of of a team, having someone on your team of people. So right now, because I'm in the UK, there's Bright, who's my co-founder in Nigeria, and the team is quite small, to be fair. We have 3 women, 2 guys, myself, Bola. There's Munerat, who's a content girl. There's Habib, who's a customer service, and there's Faith, who's the inventory manager. So most of the other things like logistics, third parties. When shipping comes in, the person that clears it and delivers it to our unit, third party. So I've also learned to leverage. One of the things I learned from Maya Oganfamodu, the founder of
Ingressive,
is leveraging. And every time she's just like, leverage, we should let's talk this one and see what we can leverage. We have leverage, we can leverage this on that, they can leverage this on this and that. What value do you have to provide? What value do they have to provide? What can you give? What can you get? You don't have to do everything by yourself. So that's part of what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes creating, that's like systemizing the way you create or the way you put things together. And once you have that, it's like SOPs that are there for life. Those standards will never shake. They will work over and over again. It's like rinse and repeat. And I mean, see, I have this thing I do on Instagram where I'm sort of trying to help creators understand that you don't have to do everything yourself. But it's like, it's not entering their heads.
Yeah.
You want to shoot, you want to edit, you want to publish, you want to respond. You're just one person. Like,
Yeah, it is
start
one
seeing it
person.
as a business. And what you said about it's important that everybody should go into, I think it's important. It changes the way you think.
Yes,
Like
it
me
is.
before, I'm alpha and omega of whatever it is I want to do. If someone else tries to do it for me, I'll but now it's like my head has opened. I'm like,
Yes.
if I try it, I'm going to break down.
Yes.
Because
yes,
I really
yes.
like that time to not even think about opening this, touching that. Just let it go out. Delegation.
Yes.
And then some people start to think, oh, it has to be money based. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be money based now. It can be value based, can be value exchange, can be, it depends on what you have, honestly, and what you can get from the person. But, and also, even if it is money based, you do the maths. Once you hire a photographer, before then, at one point, I used to do photography at one point, or record.
How many things have you done in this life?
I thank God, you know what's funny in this life is all the things I've experienced, they've been useful. In different places, because when I was in uni, I was very social. I used to organize events, parties. I used to go for parties and stuff a lot. So that helped with my social, my ability to to connect with people in social gatherings or go to social places.
Even with
without
sales.
feeling weird. Yeah, exactly. So I could talk to people easily because I did a lot of that. Then after uni, I started photography. I did event photography. I learned photography from Offray, so I was able to. I can understand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I take camera. I take pictures. At one point, I did event photography and whatnot. So I understand the basic bits of photography. Do you get? Then and all of that sort of sips into understanding videos and being able to shoot. I mean, there's probably a lot more that I don't know, but at least the basic. I understand it.
Whatever is needed to do something and get it out
Yes, put
there.
something out.
Yeah.
I understand it, and I can edit. At least I can do editing with CapCut, and it will look cool.
Oh.
It will look okay. So all of that knowledge helps me with going into if we want to do a campaign, I can research on how we want it to be, how I want it to look like. If I want to do photo shoots, I can tell the photographer this is what the mood board is going to look like. This is how we want it to look like.
It won't just be like you are complete, like you know nothing about this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it helps with communication. Also helps with understanding what the people who are working with are going through. So if I'm working with the photographer and he's telling me that it was going to take a week or two to get my pictures out to me, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I understand that it takes a while to edit. It's also like very mentally stressful to be editing and doing things like that.
Yeah.
So so all of that knowledge helped. At least at the initial stage of the business, I was using those skills myself. A lot of people were like, "Oh, when did you guys break even?" I'm like, we started making profits at the beginning, since the beginning of the business. Because we're not paying for anything except the product, and you get product, you pay your profit, and you do the work and you sell. But I was doing the work, almost everything myself, so I didn't know that. It didn't occur to me that that's true. You're actually supposed to hire, like most businesses would hire people for these things that one person, that I was the only one doing them. So I was lucky. But by the time we started hiring people, we made enough profit to start like hiring people and be able to pay without feeling like, oh, there's no money. So so all those skills I learned, even while working at Ingressive, working in the tech ecosystem, helped with my product marketing approach. So the way we approach things is not just like normal businesses in Nigeria. We have email lists, we send out newsletters, we we approach the whole thing like we are building a community. And
there's a solid community though. I think that's one very important thing.
Yeah, so my experience in that space help with the way I look at the growth, understanding lifetime value, because most Nigerian businesses as I then will not tell you what because they didn't know what lifetime value were, to be fair.
True.
But because I was working in a space where in the growth space,
like all those terms are
all those terms
like to enter your head by force.
Yeah, so all those things are things that seeped into how I was looking at business and using it in the business and so on. So I feel like in every experience it's funny, they always say it, but it's true. Every experience you have in life, at least take it seriously. It might come in handy in the future.
Yeah, I think if anything for me, skill and value stacking, those are things that go hand in hand, and no matter what it is you're trying to put your hands into, like, it would just work out. So there's this section I'm trying to just start up now with the podcast, and it's like this or that.
Oh, okay.
Is it okay with you?
Yeah, that's calm. That's calm.
All right. I mean, I'm thinking about it. Right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. All right.
Coffee all day, every day.
All right. I think this would be easy. Going out or staying in?
It's not easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I am open to both. It's easier to stay in though. I'm very comfortable with staying at home. Sometimes I'm at home and I don't know that the day has gone, it has ended. But if there's something happening outside and my friends say, "You, check Kalosibi Kabai, let's do this."
Let's do this.
I'm not running away from going outside, but most of the time, naturally, I'm just sitting inside.
Okay. All right. Gym day or sports day?
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, sports is more.
Sports is more like, like you're doing active stuff with people.
Yeah.
I mean, gym is just you personally thinking. I'll pick sports day. I think it's fun. I like being around people.
And sort of it gives you almost the same, not entirely the same
It's not
results,
it's not the same experience.
Like, true. All right. Okay. I'm running out of these ideas. I think next time maybe I should, because I'm trying to just start it up now, because I just add a little bit of spontaneity.
It's fun,
to yeah. But if there's ever a time that you feel, is there ever a time you want to go back to, that you've experienced and you're like, I need to experience probably the same thing again?
It's uni, I'm not gonna lie. My uni days are my best days. I made friends in uni, friends that I'm definitely gonna be friends with for life. My time in uni, I had fun. I developed a lot, and I met a lot of people. It was fun. It was exciting. There were so many things to do that we're doing. So many things to do that we did not even do. The way I think now, if I go back to uni, I would really have a good time in uni, academically, socially, even businessically. That's what. Because I'm probably going to start a business, and I won't feel. I mean, though I was doing. The events we're doing was a business, but that thing we didn't even see that business then.
Yeah, it was just like
it was just fun. It was just fun because we knew a lot of people who say it was just fun. But now if I'm going to go back, if I'm going to do an event, it's probably going to be very sick, and it's like people will be happy to be there. They will spend money, I will make money, everybody's going to have more fun. Even if I'm going to be going to selling stuff, I will do it in a way that a lot of people will be happy to be a part of it. So, and I'm going to have a lot of fun, and I'll read more, and I can talk more now, so I can talk to more people, meet more people, have more fun. Because anything after uni like this is real adulting.
Yeah. Okay. So let me take this up a notch. So would you prefer to go back to uni without knowing everything you know now, or you love to go back with the knowledge you have, but you can't really use it, but you know?
No, I'll rather go back without the knowledge and not know, and just enjoy the moment. I'm still gonna enjoy the moment of uni.
And the funny part is it can be a totally different outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a lot better.
Exactly. So if I go back to uni without knowing what I know now, I'll say have fun. See, I don't care. In this life, I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy whatever it is I am experiencing, and I'm sure uni, I will enjoy it.
All right. So, what's one place you would want to visit before you die?
I don't know, Japan, China. I'm a big anime fan, so I want to go to Shibuya. I want to do go-kart racing in Japan. I want to wear kimono and carry samurai sword. I want to take pictures and make videos of myself.
Okay, that one makes sense.
Yeah, I want to eat food that I see in animes. I want to go to the Naruto space. Just enjoy.
Like reconnect with those things you've always seen and loved.
Yes. So if that's the only thing I can do, then I'll take that one. Although I really like to go to China as well. I like to connect with manufacturers because their technology is like in 2050. We on this side of the world, we are still in 2010 or something. But so I like to experience that bit of China because the way they think and the way they approach things there's a lot to learn from there. Yeah, so I like to experience it.
Okay. So this one there. So would you prefer a world entirely, completely without AI, or a world managed and run by AI?
No AI.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've lived without AI. I don't know what living with AI would look like. I think I prefer to go on the one without AI. Yeah, I mean, I think a world with AI is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say it doesn't feel human enough. I think we'll be lacking a lot of experiences, even right now. But then again, that is life. It grows and grows. Even right now, I love the experiences I had growing up. Like when I was younger, I could go out to go and play football. Now, a good example is this. We used to go and play football at the field by 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. No one had the phone, but everyone was always there by 4 p.m. to play football. So, like, growing up, there were many experiences that we had that were fun. And a lot of them are probably lost now because the definition of fun for this new age is mostly digital.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. My experience is my experience. I enjoy the life without AI. I mean, I'm enjoying the life with AI too right now. I don't think as much, it helps me to think faster, and it makes things a lot easier and faster. To be fair, but I prefer the one without. I mean, if I have to choose,
I mean, I would definitely choose
if I have to
without.
choose, if I have to choose,
Or maybe
choose
tilt
without.
towards a more regulated.
There's
system.
a more. I mean, there's a more regulated. There's a more balanced system. I'm up for balance. Most of the time, whenever I'm talking or saying something like, there should always be a balance. There should always be a balance. If there's a balance, why not? Please, there should be a balance. But if there's no balance, I'll try to do without, because I don't know. That's what I know.
Okay. I think this one will put you in a tight spot because let's hope. I mean, I'll just ask. So, out of all the products you've produced from Smileys, which one would you say is like your best or your top pick?
My top pick, my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said the sneakers because it's not an easy thing to do. Although I didn't feel like it was not easy when I was doing it too, but when I start thinking about what it takes to make it, I would say it's not easy. But one of our products that I actually like the most is the underwear, the briefs.
Okay.
The briefs is so cool that whenever people buy it, they come back to buy. Like, I'm not even joking. This week, someone got 10 pairs of the 10 underwears. We delivered it, and he texted again, I want to buy 10 more.
Oh.
Not just like, and that guy from Enugu also did the same thing. They sent us a message that we should send the same thing again. And we have customers that they buy it every month. They buy like 20, 30 because of how good it is. Now, another thing is on our underwear, those briefs don't make as much profit on it. I think the profit margin on it is like between 16 to 20%, and we target a minimum of 30% for our profit. We don't make as much on the underwear because of the pricing. We don't want it to be overly expensive, and at least we just want to make profit from it. But we keep restocking it because people buy it,
there's demand for it.
Yeah, and not just demand. It is actually really good. To be fair, I like it, and people that bought it, they like it too. So that's one product that I'm always like, placing our ball, even though we don't talk about it as much, to be fair.
Okay. Wow, amazing. I think probably the last thing I would just ask you is, do you ever like consider? I mean, you mentioned it, but do you ever consider this thing of where people would ask you about like a 10-year thing, like in the next 10 years, all those kind of things. Like now, I'm 30, and thinking back to when I was 20, I had no clue, that my life is going to be what it is right now, right? And then aside this thing where I'm thinking, what would Oladimeji be like when he's 40? But I don't want to think about it.
I don't know about thinking about it, because you can think about it as much. How they say, man propose, God dispose. Because even 3 years, you can't even think fancy. Oh, this is where I'm going to be in 3 years. You can plan, and it can be something else. On the business side, I mostly would say, I like us to have a working space, maybe call it some sort of sanctuary or something, but a working place, an experience center where our customers can actually walk in and purchase our product, feel our products, and buy products. We are currently online right now, like just online. But if you can get to that point, and also like us to be the top of the mind for clothing, activewear, fashion, accessories, and stuff generally. So that's why most of our designs are minimalist. They are things that everyone can wear like most of our products are actually gender neutral, to be honest. But we are not presenting it that way. We will start presenting it that way by God's grace. So we want to be something that, is top of the mind. The way you say, oh, I want to buy clothes, you think of ASOS, H&M, Zara, that sort of thing. We want to be in people's mind like that. That's where I would like the brand to be. And and our focus is, Nigeria, Africa as a whole. And personally, I think if people have options already, there's no need to, to register there. But if there's a need, you can register. But for example, Nigeria now, there's some sort of need for what we are doing. It's not so pronounced because it feels like people have options. But what we are doing is what we want to do or what we are trying to do. It doesn't fully exist in its own space, in its own segment. Basically, it doesn't exist the way we want to do it. Like if there's a brand that's giving you that experience, that seamless shopping experience, and also the pricing is very fair, and also the product is also very good. I don't think there's a lot I can point to in Nigeria. If you are going to see one that will say, oh, online seamless experience, the pricing might be like really high. If you see one that is not, the pricing is really low, it might not be like online seamless experience and whatnot. So, but once we're able to give that balance, like I said, there's a balance that fits people's pockets and also fits fits a very nice national experience, and also is good for the business as well. So that is the space we are targeting, and I just want everyone to be happy.
I mean, that's actually really good. I think just to wrap up, what would you do differently if you were starting your business all over again?
Oh, that
and if because I really want this to encourage somebody who is feeling like business. Because I used to be like that. Like in my head, I was like, business is not for me. Let me just do my small thing and just go. But
I think the only thing I'd do differently is understand the segment I want to go into. Understand like the market I'm targeting. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I started business, I understood myself and I used myself as a customer buyer persona. And thank God my buyer persona was plenty. So I was able to. But over time, it is best to be able to understand the segment you are approaching in the market. Who are you targeting? Be able to know how they think, what they want, and how where they spend their time, and how do you get through to them and whatnot. If you can understand that bit, you will understand their problem. And I think that solves 50% of your problem as a business person, because if you figure that part out, even if you don't have money, you already know, you can have an idea of the sort of products that these people require or need. And even if you don't have money, you can talk to friends or find a way to raise money. If you are good at convincing people and selling to them, you have enough data to tell people that, oh, there's a need in this place and this is what they need and this is how to get it to them. I can get this, I can do this, I can do that. But this is what we are solving. If you can figure that part out first, then you're halfway there. Yeah. I mean, that's great. Yeah.
Again, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
And register me. I'm now official Smiley ambassador.
Official. No worries. Thank you.
It was
Thank
really
you for
great
this.
having this conversation.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think this is the first time I'm meeting in person.
Yeah.
And this first conversation ever, really.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's your copy to become more social.
Yeah, it was fun.